Socrates. Socrates was a 5th century BCE Greek philosopher. He followed traditional Greek polytheism, but focused more on ethics than religion. His diet was very simple: barley bread, olives, figs, and diluted wine, which was common in ancient Greece. What made him different was his extreme self-control. He could stay without food for long periods. Even at feasts, he ate very little. While others enjoyed luxury, Socrates stayed minimal. There are accounts that he could outlast others in harsh conditions without food or comfort. For Socrates, food wasn't about pleasure, it was about controlling the body. Plato. Plato was a 4th century BCE philosopher and a student of Socrates. He also followed Greek polytheism, but focused on idealism and moral order. He preferred a clean and balanced diet: wheat bread, cheese, olives, and fruits. Here's the interesting part. Plato warned that luxury foods, especially heavy meat diets, could create a diseased society. In his ideal state, people should eat simply to stay physically and morally healthy. For Plato, food wasn't just personal, it was political. Aristotle. Aristotle was also from the 4th century BCE. He believed in logic and observation, though he lived in a polytheistic Greek world. His diet was likely typical of the Greek elite: fish, bread, vegetables, and wine. Not extreme like Socrates, but not excessive either. His idea of the golden mean applied to food: avoid extremes, choose balance. So he likely enjoyed meals more than Plato, but still believed in moderation. For Aristotle, the best diet was balanced, not strict or excessive. René Descartes. René Descartes was a 17th century French philosopher and a Catholic Christian. He focused on reason and logic. He lived a quiet and controlled life. His meals were simple: bread, soup, and sometimes meat. While living in the Netherlands, he likely ate dairy and stews too. He preferred routine and comfort in eating. He avoided excess because he valued mental clarity. He also spent a lot of time alone, thinking deeply. For Descartes, food was just fuel. The mind was everything. John Locke. John Locke was a 17th century English philosopher and a Protestant Christian. He believed in discipline and self-development. He suggested light eating and warned against overeating, especially for children. His diet likely included bread, milk, and vegetables. He believed controlling diet helps build a strong mind and character. His ideas influenced modern education and parenting. For Locke, food was not just physical, it trained the mind. Jean David Hume. David Hume was an 18th century Scottish philosopher. He was skeptical and had agnostic views about religion. Unlike strict thinkers, Hume loved food. He enjoyed roasted meat, desserts, and especially wine. He liked eating with friends and having long conversations. His friends often joked about his big appetite and weight gain. For Hume, life was to be enjoyed, and his diet showed that. Immanuel Kant. Immanuel Kant was an 18th century German philosopher. He came from a Protestant Christian background and focused on reason and discipline. He had a very strict routine. He ate only one main meal a day, usually lunch. His meal included roasted meat, vegetables, and wine. But he never ate alone. He always invited guests and had deep discussions. His daily routine was so exact that people set their clocks by his walks. For Kant, even eating was part of a disciplined life. Friedrich Nietzsche. Friedrich Nietzsche was a 19th century philosopher. He rejected Christianity and criticized religion. He had serious health problems which shaped his diet. He ate light and simple foods: milk, eggs, and bread. He avoided heavy meals, especially meat. Sometimes he followed strict diets to manage his condition. He also suffered from headaches and stomach issues. For Nietzsche, food was not enjoyment, it was survival. Karl Marx. Karl Marx was a 19th century philosopher and an atheist. He lived much of his life in poverty. His diet depended on money, so it was often irregular. He ate simple food like bread, potatoes, and cheap meat when he could afford it. He liked strong coffee and alcohol, especially beer, to keep working. At times, he struggled to afford even basic food. For Marx, food wasn't philosophy, it was real-life economics. Jean-Paul Sartre. Jean-Paul Sartre was a 20th century French philosopher and an atheist. He lived a creative and free lifestyle. He was part of café culture in Paris. His diet included coffee, croissants, alcohol, and sometimes even cigarettes instead of meals. He spent hours writing in cafes, often using caffeine and stimulants. His eating habits were irregular, like his philosophy.